Hello, it's Paul Cherry here, and please excuse the light coming in from the side. I'm recording from by a window here. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at something which I bought, which I thought was a bit of a bargain, okay? And people who've got to know me over the years know that I love a bargain, okay? Not going to miss out if I see it, okay? And this is a loaf of bread, okay? Slightly out of date, okay? And I picked this up for 10p. Okay, so you wouldn't necessarily, well, you might want to use it to make toast maybe, or, you know, that sort of thing. What else could you do with it? Well, I looked at it and I said to the, you know, the lady in the shop, I said, well, I could use that for a bread pudding. And that's what we're going to do today. We are going to make ourselves a bread pudding, okay? So without any further ado, I'm just going to get to it, and the next time you see me, I'll be in the kitchen. I'll be looking at exactly what's required to make this bread pudding, and then I'll take you through the stages of what I do, and then we'll see the final results at the end of it. Okay, so I hope you enjoy this video as much as I'm going to enjoy making and eating this bread pudding. Okay, so I'll see you quite in just a few moments. Okay. Okay, so you can see we're back in the kitchen. You can see I've got the bread there, some eggs, mixed spice, butter, fruit, demerara sugar. And in fact, according to this recipe, which I got off the net, and it was My Mum's Bread Pudding, all recipes was the website. Okay, it's 225 grams of or 8 ounces of stale bread, soaked in water or milk for at least half an hour. Okay, so we're doing that in just a few moments. You want 2 ounces of caster sugar, or 50 grams, 1 level teaspoon of mixed spice. I bought this in my local greengrocer shop, and they also got a spice stand, okay, which is very, very handy to have. 175 grams of mixed fruit. Well, we're just going to be using sultanas today. Butter, 75 grams of butter, 1 egg beaten, there's the eggs ready, and extra sugar for topping. Okay, so basically what they're going to say then is that you want the 8 ounces of stale bread soaked in water or milk for at least half an hour. Okay, so we'll just stop the camera now, and I'm going to get that done for you. Actually, no, let's see if we can record me doing this. Turn about the camera angle here. We're pointing slightly upwards. Alright, now what we'll do is I'll be weighing out the bread in just a moment, and then we'll come back and I'll just show you what we do. Okay, so the next stage then is it says you want 225 grams of stale bread soaked in water or milk for at least half an hour. Now what I've done is I've actually got the bread there, measured it out, broken it up into pieces, okay. Now it says milk or water, so basically what I've done is I tend to use half milk, half water. It always seems to work well for me. You just pop the piece of bread into the jug, nice and carefully. And you can always add more milk and water to it if you wish, or tip a bit away if there's too much, you know. Just put it in there, let it soak in. And what it should do is soak up all of the milk and water. So you've got, basically, leave it for half an hour, you've basically got the base mixture to make the bread pudding with, okay? So please excuse me, I'm sort of like making this, keep an eye on what I'm trying to do here. Okay, so push this down into the, you see, so you're going to be making up quite a nice little mixture of bread. You can either, like I say, you can either use milk and water, or a mixture of the two. So that's what I've done there. So We'll just put that to one side because we need to do a bit of measuring. Okay. Now it says to let it soak for at least half an hour, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. Okay. Mix all that in there. So what we're going to do now is we'll stop the camera. I shall come back in half an hour's time, and then we'll move on to the next stage. Right, now welcome back. We're moving on to our next stage now. Now what we've done is we've soaked the bread into the milk and water mixture. Now the next thing we'll need to be able to squeeze this out, I use a sieve like this, okay? Like this here. And what I'm going to do is just put all the mixture into the sieve. So now we've got the I'll raise this up a little bit so you can see what I've actually got here. You can see the sieve I've just placed on top of the mixing bowl, okay? On top of the on top of the measuring jug. So that's all we do is we just press this down and squeeze out all the mixture from here. Do it a good. What I'm trying to do is to get this as much out of the out of there as I can. It's not essential to squeeze all of it out, it's just the excess liquid really. Right, so what I've done is I think I've done as much of this as I can now. Now we're looking at something which next, which no kitchen should be without, okay? We'll just move this out of the way and we'll just show you. A large mixing bowl, okay? Large mixing bowl. No kitchen should be without one of these. Put the mixture into the mixing bowl, and that should turn out rather well actually. I will tip the remains away because it's only a mixture of milk and water. Now, so we're looking at the 50 grams of caster sugar. Okay, that's near enough. Add sugar, mixed spice and fruit and mix well. So put the sugar in first. A level teaspoon of mixed spice. Now I always keep this mixed spice and my fruit in an airtight container. Okay, so we just have a look at this. We want a level teaspoon of mixed spice. Put it into there. So we just mix. I mean, you can be naughty and add a bit more in. I mean, I sometimes do. Okay, and I need to get some more mixed spice actually. Just as a level teaspoon, but that's near enough. Okay. Right. So the next stage was to add some a teaspoonful of mixed spice, the 50 gram full of sugar, and the mixed fruit. Now we just need to recap how much mixed fruit we need. 175 grams, okay? Now I do things on the basis of near enough, so if I stick 200 in, well, it's a bit more fruity than I need it to be, but I'm going to go for that. Right, so I've now measured out the mixed fruit. And we just mix this all in together. So what does it say? So you want a beaten egg, okay? Okay. Well, in that case you put that in. Okay, so we just beat an egg, whisk, give that a really good whisking, and in it goes. Now the next stage we're looking for is three ounces of butter, which we need to melt, okay? 3 ounces of butter which will melt. Now my scales aren't that precise, so we'll just do a knob of butter and melt that. Now what I'll be doing to melt the butter, I'll just be putting it into a container. And it says 75 grams. So what I'll be doing now is I'll just be melting that butter into in the microwave. So you don't really need to see me doing that. I mean, as I run out of ingredients, I know that I'll be at least putting some mixed spice onto my shopping list. So next time I'm in my local shop, I'll grab that. So what I've done is I put that butter into all these little dishes here, and I put that in the microwave for 30 seconds. So that should do it. A bit for luck. Okay. And mix well together. Okay, it's nice. I find it's easier just to do it by hand. So off we go. Now don't worry if the mixture seems quite wet and soggy. Okay, all will be, I assure you, all will be well once you've actually finished. Okay, so we've mixed this all well together now. My hands a quick swirl. Now, this is what I use to bake my bread puddings in. For a tray like this, okay, so it's all we do now is we spoon everything into the dish. Okay, so put that there. So you can actually smell the mixed spices already in this. I mean, it's incredible. And I find that one of these foil dishes, I mean, basically what I use this, got these foil dishes from, was if I buy the £3, I think it was £3 odd packs of meat from Iceland, it comes in one of those containers, so I just wash them out and use one of those. Okay, so what we got now, we've got our bread pudding ready to go in the oven, okay? Now, so you need to put in the oven for an hour, okay? So that's all I do. I'll put this into the oven for an hour and we'll have a look at it once it's cooked and we'll see what it turns out like, okay? So we'll be back shortly. Yes, and I forgot to mention actually, you'll need to bring the oven up. It said preheat the oven to 190 degrees, okay, and cook it for an hour. I would keep an eye on it, okay, because a lot of ovens actually behave differently to each other. I usually keep a lookout on a sort of after about sort of 45 minutes, just to see how it's going. If it's starting to burn, then you know you don't need to have it in the oven much longer than that, okay? So what we'll do now is we'll go over to the last and final stage, and hopefully we'll be able to show you the final finished product. Now I've kept the bread pudding in the oven on 190 degrees for about an hour. I mean, what I did was kept an eye on it until after about 50 minutes or so. Now this is what the what it should look like when it's actually complete, and we're just going to get a cloth so I can pick this up and show it to you properly. Okay, see if we can do that. Okay, that's what it should look like when it's completely cooked, okay? Now you can eat it hot, straight from the oven, but it will be quite sploshy, okay? In fact, I was quite shocked when I tried to eat it when it was boiling hot straight from the oven, and it was very, very sploshy. Now the best thing for you to do, is what I would recommend, is let it cool down completely, okay? Then further, leave it and let it cool down in the fridge afterwards, okay? Once, what will happen is it will actually set. It will set like a jelly, okay? And all the time, those bits of fruit you put in there will be soaking up be soaking it up a little bit as well. So it does turn out very, very, very nice once it's finished, okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'll be allowing this to cool and resist the temptation to eat it. So some of the things that I did to vary from the recipe from here was that instead of using mixed fruit, I just simply use sultanas, and that's absolutely fine. You use sultanas, mixed fruit, whatever you like in there, okay? So what I do now is I should bid you farewell and happy baking. Thank you very much. Oh yes, I just forgot, so just before I go actually, if you've got any leftover bread and you want to keep it, freeze it down, okay? Freeze it till the next time you want to make another bread pudding. In fact, that's what I'm going to be doing with the remains of the loaf, okay? So just to recap then, once again, you can keep your bread in the freezer if you wish, and reuse it later. Now I bought my loaf of bread from the shop and it was out of date, and I got that for the princely sum of 10p, okay? So once again I should bid you farewell and bye bye, and thank you very much for watching.